Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to discuss 3-gun rig setups. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. So today we're going to discuss 3-gun rigs. Now, when I say 3-gun rigs, this type of application could apply to a lot of different shooting sports. Now, the club that I'm in, the range that I'm at, they do actually what's called a tactical 3-gun. It's a little different than 3-gun nation type shooting, but on the same concept. So, one of the best budget styles out there that you can get is going to be an inner and outer belt basic Velcro setup. Safariland makes a real nice one. I'll show you one real quick. I don't have one here, but I'll show you a picture of one, guys. So, this here is the Safariland. It's called the ELS version. It's very nice, but it's pretty pricey. So if you're on a budget, look for something like this. I've reviewed this Black Scorpion gear before when I first got it in. So just wanted to kind of give you an overview of things and a few tips and tricks that might help you with your setup. But a lot of this stuff you see on the table, you can buy in my Amazon store. It doesn't cost you any extra to shop over there, including this Black Scorpion gear, or you can go to their website, either one, but doesn't cost you any extra to shop at the Amazon store. I'll pin it in the section below down there as always. All right, so Black Scorpion gear, you'll need an inner and outer belt. Don't worry so much about this being all that stiff and stuff. This doesn't really matter. This right here is what locks your gun belt to your waist area. So what you're going to do is, the best thing I can tell you is, once you get this on, this portion here that overlaps, you want to make sure that this portion is in the back of your pants and the front of your pants is a single layer, because what happens is you're going to start getting a lot of mass right in the front, and just it's unnecessary when you can move it around back. And now I've got 2 layers in the front, technically 3, because the way this belt overlaps your gun belt does. But you want to put this to the back if possible. Best way to do it is put it on and then just spin it through your belt loops, or put it on and have somebody help you cinch it up in the back, just like that. If you can do it yourself, that's fine. So it takes a little practice, but you can make it. So one thing I will tell you, I did change out this keeper on mine because the other one was like a piece of nylon with Velcro on it, and you just wrap it around and tighten it up. I changed mine out. I like this little plastic keeper a little better. It just slides up on like that. Doesn't really matter, whichever one. The belt, when you buy it, comes with the nylon webbing piece. But anyway. All right, so I'm going to get this out of the way in a minute, because I'm going to show you that you may have to get creative, and that's part of what I'm going to show you, some tips and tricks and things like that. So keep in mind, when you're setting this up, it may take you a little while to get everything right. And the main thing is, your gun, your pistol, is the foundation of where everything else revolves around. This is not going to change whatsoever, ever. Once you get it where you want it, in the particular spot on your belt, all those things, you want to make sure this is correct. All right, this in particular one clamps on, but it clamps on with screws. It's not like a quick disconnect or anything. Okay, so go ahead and remove this firearm. It has been safety checked. No ammunition on the table, no ammunition in any of the magazines or the firearms. So again, you're going to clamp this on once you get that position correctly. Where it starts getting tricky for a lot of people is trying to figure out getting all the things here attached, because I'm right-handed. The holster is going to be on the right-hand side. Everything else is going to be mostly revolved around the left-hand side. Depends, you might, for a shotgun loader, you might need to load with your strong hand and you're going to your weak hand to hold your shotgun, vice versa. So you would put the shells on this side. So I'm just showing you this style. This is kind of an old school style of shotgun loader that most people are going to the quad loaders or the doubling quad loaders. that's where you stack the shotgun shells in. This right here is kind of an old school style. So if you notice, these are angled back, and these particular magazine holders, this is the magnet, and these are just standard style that slide into the magazine holder itself. All right. So these matter which way they are. Notice these are kind of at an angle because you want to be able to, when you're reaching for the magazine, you don't want to get in a weird position trying to grab something out. Speed is of an essence, right, in a match. So you want to make sure everything's angled correctly and all that. Now these slide on, they don't clamp on, unfortunately, so you kind of got to play with getting them on where you want and then leaving them. This magnet one here, it's kind of versatile. You could do a lot of things with it. I mean, if you're, you know, I put it in the front. I've said this before. I use this for my Load and Make Ready magazine. So when I go to the line, usually they're going to say Load and Make Ready, and I'll just slide this one off. And the reason I like this magnet one for that, it's a little less bulk in the front, and once I load and make ready for the match to start, this section here won't matter anymore. All right, so come around here, you've got an AR-15 mag holder, and this right here is for the VR-80. Again, I shoot VR-80. Some people might shoot the Mossberg 930, 940, something along those lines, a Benelli for theirs, and they're going to load from a loader like this because theirs is a tube magazine. Mine is a box magazine fed shotgun. So with that said, you can make your life a little easier. Depends on what your attachments come with. So some attachments for your belt may slide on, whatever. I've done a video recently about these locking clips that you can buy. Make sure you use as many of these as possible so you can make your life easier getting stuff on and off your belt, okay? There's a trick though. You still need Velcro on this side that locks into this belt here. And I put a little piece of Velcro here so it locks this to this belt and it doesn't slide around. Once you get it on, because you're moving around a lot in these events, right? These stages. So you want to make sure that none of your equipment all of a sudden has slid over and then you can't maybe get to something else. And I put that on upside down. So I don't want this sliding over, and now, let me show you that. So if it accidentally slid over here, now it's jammed up this magazine. So once I put it over here, that Velcro that I showed you locks it, and now it won't move. So something to think about is just a simple piece of Velcro could save you some grief. So you might have to get creative. I've ordered these from the Rock Island, what is it? Advanced Tactical is their sister company that sells some of their accessories for their VR-80 shotguns and all, and they have these magazine holders. It did not come with one of these clamps. So again, I like these. Inner Velcro like I told you. Velcro here to lock into your belt, and now I can put one here. So the issue though, show you this, I'll set this out of the way just a second. So with this one, the shorter 10 rounder works pretty decent. Once you put something like the 19 rounder in it, it's sticking up way up behind, up on your chest or your side area, way behind. It's hard to get a hold of. So you might have to get creative and make your own setup. I did a video about this. This is the drop leg configuration that I made. And now it gets it down on my leg and it kind of gets it where I can grab hold of it, because the only thing sticking up is this part here. Everything else is down on my leg. So this just makes it easier to grab hold of and stick in your shotgun, okay? So just something to think about is creating your own setup sometimes. Think about these drop leg platforms are available usually on places like Amazon or whatever, pretty reasonable, not overly expensive, and then you can put whatever you want on them, even if you had to drill some holes to make it work with your particular application. So again, one of the Rock Island Armory, Rock Island Imports from Advanced Tactical, one of their magazine holders. So it depends on the stage, depends on what I'm doing. I can mix and match magazine sizes and be able to, again, I added this clamp style, and it's attached to, that's like scuba webbing. It's really stiff and thick webbing, nylon webbing. So that's how it hangs on the belt itself right there. So just something to think about. But that's kind of it in a nutshell, guys. You have to kind of look at everything, where everything's at, practice dry firing, dry reloading, just, you know, when you're off the range, at home, in your garage, your basement, whatever, in your living room. Wives love to watch their husbands do that, guys. They really like that. My wife gives me crap because of it. She said, "What are you doing?" A lot of wives don't get it. Some wives do. Some wives may actually want to shoot 3-gun with you guys. So just keep that in mind. Keep it a family sport. Trying to hopefully maybe get my son into it this year a little bit. So I'm using the Canic TP9 SFX. Great starter gun, if you want to call it, budget priced. Excellent trigger. I mean, they've got a lot of accessories now for it. Just a great little setup if you want to try something on a budget for 3-gun. But 3-gun, and the good thing about the club I'm at, the range, they actually have different divisions. So if you want to shoot 2-gun and you don't want to shoot the shotgun, they have a division for that. What they did essentially is they took cowboy action shooting and turned it into tactical. So the guys that formed this club and everything used to be 3-gun. I'm sorry, used to be cowboy action shooting guys. I used to shoot cowboy action shooting, and so some of the guys that I know from those days turned it into. They thought more popularity of the 3-gun style was a little more popular now. So they kind of did that. It's kind of fun. They have some real simple stages. They have some real complicated stages. But good little sport. Gets you an opportunity to practice with some of the gear that you use, some of the firearms you would need or use in a self-defense situation. You know, or just it'll elevate your skill level, get your heart rate up, because you need to create stress in order to kind of understand how you operate under stress in a life and death situation. So under a timer, under the eyes of the match and the range officers and stuff like that, and you know you're having to be careful, all that stuff, because you could get disqualified, kind of helps you, in my opinion, with being able to better yourself for a self-defense situation. But anyway, guys, if you got any questions, post those below. If you want to show us or tell us about something you found that you like, be sure to share that with us on your 3-gun competition setup, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Bring another video shortly. Have a great day.